So today we are joined by a gentleman I'm sure you'll be very interested by. So his name is Dave Reece. So he is the founder of BhiveLive. So what is BhiveLive? It's a platform reshaping how talent is discovered, how it is profiled, and also how it's hired in real time. So across Africa and Europe, so you have organizations acting and racing to adapt to a world where we have AI, automation, also dynamic skill sets, redefining what we look like. Yeah. But while technology is advancing fast, hiring processes remain somehow slow. They fragmented and sometimes they outdated. So we also have to say that. So what Dave has done with his company BhiveLive here, they actually sitting at the intersection of AI innovation, talent visibility, but also faster and fairer recruitment. So what they do is they enable live profile and real-time candidate signal. I think Beehive Live is reimagining how employers match with right talent across borders, across sectors, and across skill type. So today, what we're gonna do in the conversation I'm gonna have with him in the next few seconds, so how we can explore, you know, how AI is transforming recruitment. So, what actually live candidate data really means. I'm sure you asked the question, what does Tony mean by when he say live profile? So, we're going to find out about that. And we're going to see how this innovation can really accelerate opportunities in across Europe, across Africa. And that's what we're going to have. So, I'm going to be here with Dave for the next 30, 40 minutes. And you may have questions, just drop in the comment. But I'm looking forward to see what you have to say. So see you in a few seconds. Hey everybody, so I'm back. I'm Tony. I'm the founder and CEO of RIA. So what we do is very simple. We raise awareness about renewable energy and sustainability. So if you are interested and you want to expand into the continent of Africa, we are your eco bridge to this market. We can help you with three things: the visibility, the leader deals. Or if you want to decarbonize, we also your eco bridge to sustainable pathway. We can help you with the carbon footprint assessment, but also the carbon reduction strategy. And check out AfroCab, which is the marketplace that we built for African carbon credits. So I'll be delighted to tell you more about that. But today, there's something more important. So I want to welcome Dave so that we can find out more about BhiveLive. So Dave, are you here with me?
Morning. Hello.
How are you,
Yes,
Dave?
I am here. I'm very good and I'm happy to be here, Tony.
Excellent. I can see you have the sun shining on the back there. So I mean, that must be a good day, right?
It's a cold, brisk day outside. It may be sunshine, but it's clear skies.
Okay, excellent. So what, Dave, like I would say normally to all the people that we see on this platform, maybe good if you can introduce yourself in your own words. So who is actually Dave Reece and where did you get the madness of wanting to design something like Behave Live?
Yeah, so Dave Reece, I'm from Southampton in the UK. I've been in the renewables energy industry for 30 years now, in composites for 40 years. I've worked for OEMs, I've had my own ISPs, and I've also been a contractor. And during this time, I've found that it's always been a challenge to find good staff with the right qualifications at the right time and in the right location. And it was one incident up in Scotland that caused me to have this little spark in my mind where it all started, that I could do something that would help the industry.
Okay, excellent. So I'm sure would like to find out more about that. So I'm going to start you off with understanding the bigger picture, right? So everybody's talking about AI. So it's almost impossible to escape conversation about it every couple of days. How do you see AI reshaping the hiring landscape across Europe and Africa over the next 5 years, would you say?
Yeah, AI is a hot topic right now, and it'll turn higher into real time data ecosystems as opposed to what it is at the moment. And I'm not here to bash recruitment companies because there's a place for them for sure, but AI will help with data visibility. It will be able to sift through so much more information that a human will ever be able to.
I definitely would agree with you there. So, like we usually say, AI won't replace you at your job, but but somebody knowing how to use AI will. Yeah. So that's why you want to make sure that you master AI. So you mentioned about recruitment, and you said that they have certainly a place in our industry. So definitely, but there's also the issue of slow hiring problem because when we're looking at the cycle of recruitment, they remain lengthy. So, despite what we will say at technological progress here. So, my question to you is, so why do you believe hiring is still slow? What is really the real cost to companies and also to job seekers?
Wow, that's a very loaded question, and it's clear there's been so many studies made of hiring times within not just renewables but across all industries. And there's some stats out there. The average hiring time is 44 days globally, 44 days to fill a position. Now, when we're talking about those 44 days, that's 44 days that position is not being been actioned. So that is lost revenue for the industry basically, and that cost will be, well, at a management level that could be as much as £274 per day
Hmm.
lost revenue into your business, just
Okay.
because somebody is not there to fulfill the duties of that role.
Hmm.
So
So, yeah, go ahead.
go on.
No, I think I like what you're saying, but carry on, please.
Yeah. So if you were to hire a member of staff in the UK, the lost revenue to the company is also around about £6,000 in recruitment time, in ads, agency fees, admin, and that's without having the losses I was just mentioning of the £274 per day. So if you
Hmm.
add all that up over the course of, the average in the UK is only 40 to 42 days compared to 44, but that's a massive amount of lost revenue.
Hmm. So I can see the direct business case here. So essentially, if you can cut that 6,000, down to something that's very much minimal and affordable, so there you go. So that is a massive, massive um, money saved for companies, right? And the money that they
Absolutely, and also the recruitment inefficiencies result in about 17, 18 hours per hire.
Hmm.
So that's also an impact on the service you're paying for. So
Hmm.
these compound everything in the business, from the moment you need extra hires to the cost that's needed from the bottom line of the company, and then ultimately um, the lost revenue.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. So, and that's has to be addressed, isn't it? So one of the things that we mentioned in here is to talk about those live profile. So I mentioned that in my introduction. I know that certainly something that piqued my attention, and I just wanted to know. So what does that mean in practice, and how would it differ from traditional CVs or LinkedIn profile?
Well, the difference is the data and the accuracy of that data. For yourself, you've written a CV 100 times before, and back in the day, you'd have put that in an envelope and sent it off to a company. I know that's a long time ago now, but that's what we used to do. And we moved on from that. We went digital. We went on to online CVs, sending through email. So the delivery system has improved, and now we're going to do it again. Instead of a physical CV, now you've got a digital live CV in a form of a profile. That will enable people to access your live CV anytime from anywhere.
Hmm. Okay, that's very very interesting to see. I could see somebody just cooking. Say, let me send you my live profile. You can take a look and see. That's oh, okay. So I guess this is what you've designed with your system. So have you seen that live profile anywhere else? Somebody suggesting something like that, or you pretty much just reinventing this concept?
No, I'm not reinventing the wheel at all. There are live profiles everywhere in the world. You just look at Instagram, any of the socials, TikTok, LinkedIn, even. But they're not. They're missing a trick, and that's where Beehive Live has hopefully spotted something that will help speed up the hiring process.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just remind people that listen to you that I believe there is a demo that is available. I think is it on your website where people can go, and I know we've had a webinar together where people could see that. But do you have a demo somewhere in your website where somebody can go and check that out? So I'll be more than happy to share that also later on. So
Right.
as a link.
As we speak today, the demo isn't available online. However, we do have a waiting list on our website for people that are interested in becoming users from the employer or the candidate side. And I'm more than happy to go through the demo with somebody if somebody wants to book a slot with me.
Excellent. So people listening to us, even out of curiosity, so you have to see how that life profile it's working. So
Yeah, and it's minutes. It's not like filling out a mortgage application. It really does take just a couple of minutes to get you involved in the platform and then working through your challenges.
yeah, and I've heard saying many times, and I've applied that to myself that when you looking for a job for a business, you got to stand out from the crowd, right? That's something that we usually say. Find a way to be different so that we can notice you. So, in another word, you got to market yourself. That's what it's all about. Because if you don't do that, you're nowhere. I mean, and that's something we believe into, right? Because we know in Africa, as I say, there's really three things that we give to this company: the visibility, the leads, and the deals. It sounds obvious, trivial, but guess what? If you don't get it done, unfortunately, I'm not sure you'll be able to make your business work. So same with recruitment. So as a candidate, so you gotta be sending signals, not having just stagnant data. So what would you say? What kind of real-time candidate signals matter most to employers? Because I'm sure you've looked at that while designing your platform to make sure that it can capture all this information. And how do you, at Be Alive, interpret those signals? So basically, what kind of signal matter most to employers, and how do you capture or interpret those signals in your platform?
Yeah, so with a physical CV that you receive, it's black and white, and you can't really dig down into the nitty gritty of the person. Where with a live profile, everything can be segmented into different areas where the client can dig deeper into and expand on any question they might have for that candidate. There will be many areas of a CV that are just skipped through, but actually they might be the most important parts that that candidate is trying to deliver in their CV, and then that will be lost. So with a digital CV, there's a lot more data available, but it's on hand to be selected when the employer wants to choose to view that. For
Mhm.
instance, qualifications. Every qualification has an expiry. Well, a lot of qualifications have an expiry date. Now they'll need to know when that date is. Otherwise, what's the point of having it on there? It's okay saying I have, but if they don't know when it expires, they might not be able to fit you to the role.
Correct.
But and then that's similarly to your location. What's the point of hiring somebody if they're on the other side of the world? They might have been there at one time, but if they're not in the country you're hiring, then again another person is not suitable for that role, and that's again more time going through the system looking at the wrong candidates. And that's what Beehive does really. It removes candidates that aren't suitable for the role that you're looking for.
Yeah. I think that's a two-way street in here, right? That's
Exactly.
that we need to pick up. I know as we talked, so you mentioned to me that clearly your natural market it's UK, Europe, and an extension as well to the continent of Africa. So you working across two very different labor markets. That's also, I mean, the European market, also the African market. So, so the approach may be the same, or it could be different. But what opportunities do you see in creating real-time talent across these two continents? And isn't it too much as opposed to just focusing on one?
No, so the reason we've decided to enter the African market is because I don't think they're supported well enough.
Mm,
It's a huge continent with so many countries and so much talent that is not being used, not just overseas, but locally as well. If you're one town to the next, you can miss opportunities. But with a global platform, you can be visible to anybody that's looking to employ that specific. So if you're an electrician, if you're a hydraulic specialist or an NDT tester, if you've got those skill sets, what's the best way to let people know you have them, but to have a profile that highlights those?
yeah.
Okay, we've seen it on other social media platforms when you're telling everybody what you had for dinner last night, but that's not really as important as putting the food on the table for the family. So you need to be shouting more about what skills you have and what is available to the employers in your area.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about AI enabling another layer, of, I would say, technology, and improve as well the situation in many respects, but also bringing challenges. So when we are in this AI generated world where we have content and skills, inflation. So, and I know that delivering to your client with integrity is very important for you because you are obviously a man of integrity. How do you ensure a candidate legitimacy, verify skill, but also trustworthy data, are provided to you?
Well, that'll be a huge challenge. As we've seen before, I've witnessed it, I've experienced it, where falsifying of documents has been an issue. Now, in the industry we're in, this is something we have to definitely weed out. We've got the organisations out there that are thorough with the training, and we've got platforms that you can upload your certificates to, and they can be reviewed by the client. So we will be tapping into that system really. So ultimately, we won't have to verify qualifications because they can be done by other providers within the industry. But there is a side to the industry that isn't checked, and that's the person, that's the workmanship, that's their honesty, it's their punctuality, and all of these things that don't get checked would have a massive bearing if you were putting somebody into your team. You want to
Mm,
make sure that that team member that you're going to put into to help support them fits well. I've always said that you can always train somebody to do a job, but if they've got the wrong attitude,
no
then
problem.
you're on the back foot straight away.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're keen to do as well within the platform, because it really will help hire the right people in the right positions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the company culture is so important. And when you have a colleague, an employee doesn't, meet or match that, it's definitely a problem. I think, speaking as well from experience in here. So we've said that AI can definitely accelerate hiring, yeah, but it could also amplify biases. So how do you design tools that help company hire faster without having to compromise with fairness and inclusion?
Well, that's another good thing with the platform, really, because the biases are removed. You won't need to know the person's name. You won't need to know what nationality are, what sex they are, what religious orientation. it will be basically built around the facts of that person. So if they've done the position before, or they're looking to move into that position, if they're qualified, if they fit your budget and the right location, these are the driving factors for the hiring. And then obviously you boil down into the other parts of it, like we were just mentioning about the personality and how they fit the role as well. But ultimately, the biases will be removed because it will be a black and white search of the right person.
Okay, I think that's definitely making sense in here. And talking about barriers for adoptions here, why would you say are the biggest obstacle preventing employers from embracing, AI driven hiring today, and how would they overcome this?
Well, this came up yesterday at a conference I was at. Funny enough, and AI is an amazing tool to use, but I think at the moment it's being overpromised. It's not delivering everything that everybody is expecting. So I think there is an emphasis on just being a bit more reserved on how much you implement it into a business, because if you've got a high dependency on one system, and that fails to deliver what you're looking for, then there's your barrier still there. So you're still going to have to take baby steps, introduce it when the AI is ready, is what I would think, because the old systems, they will change, but they will take time to change. It's just like any adoption of any new software package.
Yeah, that's and this is the question that we're facing in pretty much every industry, right? So for us, I think we are a big proponent of AI, but you're right. We also need to recognize the current and future limitation and see what is the best way to use it to make sure that it doesn't becomes, I would say, a noise more than actually being a real support for the business. And I think what you're saying there, it's true. So how much AI feature does the platform have?
At the moment, very little, because it's basically a data-driven CRM, and it's purely human input and then data output. So the AI side of it isn't heavily involved in it right now. We're not doing massive searches across the web for people. These are people that we have in our system live, maintaining their profiles, and that data is accurate as of time when they're being searched. So the AI side of our business isn't in the platform; it's in the outside part of the business.
I know you have a database of thousands of
We do.
people on the waiting list. So how did you manage to convince so many people, to jump on that? Because that's significant, right? It's not negligible. I'm sure
Yeah,
you go to any recruitment company, you say, "Hey, I have a list of 1,000 people, waiting there." So they may be interested to definitely talk to you.
yeah. So it's quite funny actually, because we didn't intend to have thousands of members. It was supposed to be a very niche group of people in the UK doing blade repairs. That was it. But you know what? You know what the internet's like. As soon as you put something on the internet, it's everywhere. So we had a landing page, just telling people, look, we need to improve these systems for us as a business, not for anything else. And would anybody be interested in supporting our move towards a larger group of people available for projects? And that worked. So we got a few interests, and we decided to build a white label product that captured the data we were looking for. So we took that platform and we released it, and before you know it, there was people from everywhere. We were blade techs. Obviously, blade techs, they need access, so they had platforms, mobile elevated work platforms, rope access. Rope access led into oil and gas. Oil and gas was in Scotland and in all around the world. So before we knew it, we had thousands of members in more than 100 countries.
And how long did it take you to capture all of these names?
That was just over a year, between 1 and 2 years to capture that amount of interest.
That's a lot, actually. That's significant. So it's very impressive. Very impressive. If you look at that.
Yeah, it's a list that we're supporting, and we're trying to get them on these live platforms so they can be seen by the employers, which ultimately is our main target.
Absolutely. I think definitely good employer here. They be your client, isn't it? So as we're talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole point of the process. It's that we've never been interested in the financial side of the business. To be fair, it was purely to help and support both sides of the industry, of the technician and the employer, because there's definitely a gap there for improvement, as there are many gaps in the industry.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's why we have people like yourself coming and fixing that. So as we talked about the gaps in the industry and how the industry is going to evolve. So if we project ourselves 10 years from now, so what does the ideal talent matching ecosystem look like? And then what message will disappear and what message will become standard?
Yeah, 10 years from now is a long way away. 5 years is probably a more realistic target at the moment, because, as you know, AI has been moving at such a speed. We've already seen industries like copywriting that have had a massive hit from the AI side of it. I know so many people that have taken up to writing their own posts through AI and everything. So 5 years time, I think ultimately BhiveLive, for instance, will have a big foothold in the renewable energy industry for hiring at speed, and that'll be in all parts of the world, across all corners, because once the data, as you know, data is power, and once the data is all in one place, and you can tap into that at a click of a button, then that'll just speed up everything. So projects will run faster, smoother. They'll be able to get the right people at the right time, and the whole ecosystem of hiring will just be a much slicker machine.
Okay, so quick question for you here. So, for the Europeans, job seekers, and the African job seeker watching here, so especially those who enter a rapidly evolving job market, and I know there's many, and I say that because I've been in the industry for some time, just like yourself. You always have these new people who want to enter the market and they don't know where to take it, yeah, and they're looking for advices. So, what kind of mindset or habit will matter most? Would you say?
Yeah, so I like that. That goes back to the person in the process. Are they suitable for the position that they're doing? And I think a lot of disillusion is in the industry for the new starters. There's a lot of promises of a lot of money within the industry, and there is money in the industry. Don't get me wrong. Once you're a valuable tech within the industry, and you've earned your stripes, so to speak. You've done your courses. You've been able to secure a position within a company. Then that's you in, and you can go between company and company as a contractor and support the industry. On the other side, if you're an employee for an OEM, it's a very different pathway. So once you're employed by a company, you're protected from the outside factors of the money coming in and leaving the industry. So it's there's two different sides of being a technician anyway.
Mm. Okay, so the ultimately this system that you build, this platform, BhiveLive, this is, we believe, you and I, very helpful, to investors. So, and also companies, who actually your client here, and I'm sure there are few listening to us in here. So why should they be interested by Beehive Live? Because they may be comfortable with a recruitment company. Yes, it's slow, but it works. Usually people usually say, better stick with the devil that you know than the one you don't know. So for those guys to break loose with those the current system and come to you, what would you say it's that key thing they need to be thinking about? I know the 6,000 you mentioned, but yeah, I just wanted you to condense it so that people could really see what is really the value added here.
Yeah, it's all about speed of hires, because ultimately everything comes down to time.
Yeah.
If you're spending a lot of time filling these positions, that just has an impact across everything you do, from deploying people, from deploying the tools and materials, getting everybody on site, starting the project, progressing the project through if you have delays through other factors like weather. If you had the technicians in place at the beginning, you might not have hit that weather system. So there's the speed of hire has such a massive impact on the whole industry. It can be eliminated or at least reduced,
Mm-hmm.
and 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 then also you've got the money leaving the industry, the money that the recruiters charge, that leaves the industry. Then it doesn't go anywhere else.
Mm.
Exactly. So
Yeah. No, that's fine. I think uh, that's definitely something that we should consider, take that into account. So, and what has been the response from, I'm sure, because I know you've been talking to a few companies already. What has been the response so far, when you actually pitch this message?
they want it. Basically, it's a long time overdue. It's a long process to get it right. We're actually testing the finer points of it now, making sure there's no pain points or stumbling blocks that will prevent anybody from getting on the platform physically. But ultimately, they can see the benefit just from a sketch on a pad. If you can go from A to B without going through C, well, A to C without going through B, sorry, then it's got to be a better way. And that's ultimately what everybody wants. Everybody wants to do the best job in the quickest time for the least amount of money from the bottom line.
So that's actually what I said. So, is the BF Live platform uh, something that you thinking of, applying for patent for, or is it?
We're IP protected right now.
Oh,
Yeah, so we've already got protection.
okay.
But patenting, we probably can't get patenting because we're not reinventing the wheel. All the systems are out there already. We're,
Reorganizing.
we're just putting them into a nice new package.
Okay. 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 Whoa. I think that's what we call innovation, right? So the art of making complex things very simple and effective.
Absolutely. James Dyson didn't reinvent the vacuum cleaner, he just improved it.
No, that's definitely what it is, and it makes sense. Well, I think Dave, that was actually very fantastic and phenomenal. So listening to you, so what's happened and with the BF Live, so what you've conceived there, built there, and the way you push it, it's is very impressive. And I just want to remind people, this is for across the renewable energy industry for now. I know you want to take it to other industries, but this is not just for wind, right? So this is
That's correct.
open to all the strands, all the sectors within the industry. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. So I was wondering, so would you have any final keyword that you want to say? So how could people reach out to you? So, and how could people really also support? So what is that Dave is looking for at the
Yeah,
moment?
so we've done our first funding round. We closed that earlier this year, and we're already starting on our next funding round. So anybody that likes the idea that much, that have got deep pockets, always open to listening to investors. From employers' point of view, yes, if you would like to see the demo and to have impact on how it evolves. Reach out. You can find me on all the socials, LinkedIn especially, and we can arrange a demo and you can have your input there as well. Candidates, we've got a good network of candidates. They're coming on thick and fast, and looking forward to having a live profile that they can present to the companies as well. So they're the three areas. We're not doing any advertising at the moment, but we are looking to partner with some industry specific companies. If you're in insurance, safety clothing and equipment, we're always happy to speak to you as well.
Okay, I think the message is clear. So people listening, you know what Dave wants, you know what you can get from him. So make sure that you reach out. Oh, the last thing I think you didn't mention. So how should they reach out to you? What is the best way? Is that LinkedIn? Is that a website? Or what is it?
Yeah, LinkedIn is a very good way of getting hold of me. I'm very visible on LinkedIn, but the website, you can go down to the bottom, go on the waiting list, and also there's an email there that you can contact us directly.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing this information. And if you are stuck with any of those details that Dave has just passed on to you, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy. It'll be my pleasure, in fact, to connect you with Dave and to see how the system he has built can help you as a candidate or you as a business looking to improve hiring process. So, Dave, it was a great time having you today. So I can see that you brought the sun to my place.
Brilliant. I'm glad.
Let's start to do something there. So all of a sudden, so it actually comes shining from different, from opposite direction.
Excellent.
That's
Get as much as you can in while we can.
Yeah, this must be a good sign. So
Yeah.
it was very good pleasure for me to talk to you, find out more about the platform. So BhiveLive. So we have a lot more that we want to share, talk about this platform. Like I say, you developing that, and then some early lucky people have already taken a look at how it looked like, and it's very impressive. So I think there was a webinar that we did, and we also going to probably pinpointed somewhere so that people can go and take a look at that, where they could see how you're doing the demo live of what the final system is actually already looking like. So all that's left for me to say. So thank you, Dave. So I'm sure we're gonna have some further conversation very soon. So thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate that.
Thank you for your time, Tony. Bye-bye, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you. So you've seen that. So I think what I told you before, it's exactly what you've heard, right? So this is a very, very interesting platform that they've built. So I want to say to Dave, so thank you for unpacking such a timely and also transformative topic. So what I have heard, and I'm hoping people listening to us heard today, is that the future of hiring isn't just faster. It is definitely smarter, more dynamic, and more human-centered, right? And the vision that Dave developed at BhiveLive shows how AI and real-time profile can unlock opportunity not only for companies but also for the million people of talented individuals across Europe, across Africa, who are looking for the skills to be visible. So I want to say as well to my audience, the future of work being written right now should not surprise you. That's what always happen. It's about you catching up. You want to catching up in data, in signal, so in platform, that move at the speed of people's real capabilities. So if you want to understand, where hiring is going, so this is the space to watch. So BhiveLive, so definitely make sure that you reach out to the company, you reach out to Dave, as you say, on LinkedIn, but also on website. And if you can join in for whatever reason, I'm more than happy for you to reach out to me, and then I'll play his personal PA for you. So thank you very much again. Thank you, Dave, for joining us, and then I'm sure we'll be back very shortly. Thank you, guys.